All right, guys. So, I'm tired of talking about this Ukraine-Russia conflict, right? I really am. And this video is basically an explanation of why I'm tired of talking about it. And if you didn't notice, yesterday I just did not talk about it, right? And again, there's a reason. One of the reasons is because when conflicts and stuff like this happens, information is coming out so fast, things are moving so fast that it is really hard to keep up with, right? And it's hard to accurately give people updates on what is going on in real time that is still relevant, again, considering how quickly things are developing when this type of stuff happens, right? So it's honestly very frustrating to try to keep up with and to talk about every single day. You know, this new thing comes out, this new thing comes out. And with that being said, all the information that's coming out, all the things that we're saying, they're not even real, right? All the things that we're saying, the images, right? A lot of this stuff is purely propaganda from both sides, to be quite honest with you. Okay, we're seeing a whole lot of propaganda, misinformation, disinformation being put on social media. And it's frustrating because, you know, you think something's happening, right, at one point. And then a few days later, you find out that, oh, that story was fake, right? And we're going to go over some of these stories in this video, but I'm just saying, you know, I mean, at this point, you really don't know what to believe, right? You really don't. And that's kind of the point that I'm getting to at this point, because I'm not in Ukraine, right? So it's hard for me to know exactly what is happening, what's real, what's fake. So, you know, I'm at this point, I'm like, all right, I just don't really want to talk about it, okay? So I'm probably going to try not to talk about it in the future. The frustrating part is that because this is happening, all of this drowns out the other news, right? That would be easy to find because of this, right? And again, what's sad is that, again, there's a whole lot of fake news that's drowning out real news and real things that are happening that I can't really talk about or find as easily because of this, right? So I'm just saying, I'm a little frustrated with this situation, right? And the information overload here. So let's talk about this, because there are some wild things that are coming out of this conflict that is really making me scratch my head, okay? But we're going to start here with Vladimir Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, who is basically being made out to be a war hero, okay? Because he's saying, hey, I'm going to stay and I'm going to fight, right? And according to the U.S. Embassy, you know, there was an offer to evacuate, and he said, no, I need ammunition, not a ride, right? I'm going to stay and fight for my country. I'm going to die for my country, okay? Again, there's no doubt that he's still in Kyiv. I mean, he actually even posted a video of him basically responding to Russian propaganda.
Всім доброго ранку.
Good morning, Ukrainians. Currently, there are a lot of games appearing on the internet, like that I'm asking our army to put down arms and evacuate. So I am here. We are not putting down arms. We will be defending our country because our weapon is truth. And our truth is that this is our land, our country, our children, and we will defend all of this. That is it. That is all I wanted to tell you. Glory to Ukraine.
Yeah, so with that being said, I mean, he's responding to Russian propaganda. He's saying, look, you know, there are reports out there that I fled Ukraine, you know, that I'm running away. But no, I'm actually standing in the capital and I'm a fight, right? And there's no doubt that, you know, he is there and he is fighting, right? But, you know, I just find it fascinating because if all this stuff is going on in Kyiv, which I have no doubt, right, that is happening. You know, the capital was supposed to fall 3 days ago, okay, but it's still up. Okay, it's still up and going strong. They're still defending off Russian aggression here. But with all this stuff that's going on, right? I don't see the point of what some of these people on the internet are doing, which is taking old pictures of this guy, Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, and they are using these images and saying that, hey, this is Zelensky fighting on the front lines today, right? This is this guy out here in his uniform fighting Russia on the front lines, okay? And it come to find out that the images that they're using, again, they were from a year ago, right? They were from a year ago. To the layman, somebody that's not paying attention, right? If you're not following closely, if you're not looking this stuff up, you would think that this guy is on the front lines fighting in uniform like this. You would think these are real images. Like, this guy's out there shooting Russians, killing Russians actively, right? Say, I don't know if that's happening or not, but I'm just saying. these images are not the same images of what is actually going on today. These are old images, okay? Which, again, I find to be strange. And it's circling everywhere. These things are circling everywhere. Now, this same thing is being done with, the mayor of Kyiv, Vitaly Klitschko, I guess that's how you pronounce his name, who was a boxer. They post his image right here. And this person says, the mayor is defending his country. Klitschko is a former boxing champion millionaire. He could have fled Ukraine by private jet, live happy somewhere else, but decided to fight for his country. Now, again, they're using this image right here. I mean, Logan Paul's tweeting it. This is him standing his ground, defending his country. Unbelievably heroic leadership. This image right here that they're using, this image was from a month ago, right? Or I found this image a month ago, right? This is an image that's been out in January, okay? Now, this was him probably doing some type of training exercise. Again, that's not to say he's not doing that. He is. But I'm just saying, like, these images that are being circulating on the internet and being connected to the current conflict and crisis aren't really painting an accurate picture of what's actually really happening, right? Again, I find it strange, how this stuff happens on the internet. And I guess it's more of a social media thing, to be quite honest with you, right? Do I know if it's a deliberate thing that's being done? I don't know that, right? It's one of those things where somebody could find an image like this. They'll see an image like this and say, oh, man, this guy's on the front lines. Let me, tweet this picture of this guy looking cool, right? In his, uniform and with his weapons and whatnot. This is a mayor. This is the president. Okay. And, when I make thumbnails, sometimes, I don't have a current image of what's happening, right? When I do make my thumbnails, I try to use current images as much as I can, but sometimes you just don't have them. So I won't necessarily use a current image all the time. I just use an image, or I'll create a thumbnail that kind of, represents what I think is, an accurate description of what's going on in the video, what the topic is about, or whatever, right? So I kind of get it to a certain extent, but this is different, right? This is a war, okay? And people are tweeting out images as if, this is an image of what is actively happening on the ground. Like, this guy is in uniform and, with this weapon, and he's, currently on the front lines, shooting up Russians, right? And, again, I don't know if that's happening or not. I'm just saying this is not an image from that, right? So, that being said, again, I don't know if it's deliberate or anything like that. It could be one of those things where people just finding these cool images and then just saying, hey, this is this guy, currently defending his country or whatever, right? And people are going to take that and extrapolate that, hey, this is what's actually happening on the ground. Again, I just find that to be fascinating. And then you have the BBC. They've chimed in and also have called out some of the fake stuff. Some of the fake, dog fights that we're seeing, the old videos that we're seeing from 2014 that are being used to say, oh, no, this is what's happening right now, when that's just simply not the case, right? And again, this is how fast a lot of stuff circulates on social media. And this is, again, why I don't even feel comfortable talking about this, because it's too much, right? It's information overload, okay? And that's particularly one video in general that, it's just flat out propaganda from both sides here. That, again, it's just misinformation. This person, Peter Yang, he got over 53,000 retweets on this, right? 223,000 likes, right? In which he says, video of Ukrainian father saying goodbye to his kids while he stays behind to fight F war. Okay, so let's play this. All right, so obviously that's a very, very sad thing to see, right? Like, you don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see a father, have to kiss his daughter goodbye to go off and fight and die, right? Nobody wants to see that, okay? But come to find out, this guy wasn't even from Ukraine, okay? That guy was actually fighting for Russia, okay? As this person, Dan Barker, came out here, fact-checked this, and corrected it. Right, he says this video was also posted to Telegram 4 days ago, noting him as a father staying in Golikov fighting for Russia. In the background is also an ad for Premium Taxes 331, a Golikov business. A reminder to check what you share and that not all you see share is as it appears. Ding, 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 exactly. And this author deleted the tweet because obviously this guy's right. Okay, and as you can see here in this video, at one point you should be able to see, let me find it real quick, the taxi thing in the background. Yeah, there you go right there, 331, right? So he went and basically looked up the business that was in the background here and was like, no, this isn't actually correct, right? This isn't actually right. It's the exact opposite of what is being portrayed on social media. Again, 53,000 people retweeted this, okay? It's insane. There's also another story that came out, the Ghost of Kiev, right? This story about how this, Ukrainian fighter pilot was basically shooting down a bunch of Russian jets, right? Protecting the city. Okay, come to find out that video that caused this speculation wasn't real. Now, what I found to be interesting is that Snopes, their fact check on this, they didn't just give it a false rating. They said, oh, it's miscaptioned. Okay, even though the video is actually fake, and they say, well, even though the video is fake, that doesn't mean that the Ghost of Kiev doesn't actually exist. Which, in my opinion, is basically them saying, the story could be real, right? It could be real. Which, again, is there evidence that is actually real? Because, again, the video that led to people thinking that it was real is proven to be fake. So where's the evidence that that is actually real? I'm just saying, again, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying we need video evidence, right? I mean, that story is a cool story. I want to believe that story. I want to believe that there's some, super skilled fighter pilot out there that is just shooting down Russian planes and defending the city and defending the civilians. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to believe the underdog story, right? But where is the evidence, right? There's no genuine footage out there. So again, I find it fascinating how Snopes, instead of just giving us a flat out false claim, right, which they would if it was anything that was, pro-conservative or pro-Republican that they found to be false, they would just flat out say it's false. But for this, for whatever reason, this is not flat out false to them. It's miscaptioned, okay? Found that to be fascinating. Now, another story that went viral here is a story about Snake Island, right, in which there was, 13 soldiers or whatever, that apparently told a Russian warship to go F yourself after the Russian warship told them to surrender. And apparently they didn't surrender. And the story goes is that the Russian warship clapped them, right? And they died, right? And now, there's stories speculating, there's stories going around and saying, oh, these people are being honored as heroes, because they, because of this story, because of this legendary story about how these, soldiers went out. And come to find out that even that story may not necessarily be as it was reported as even the Washington Post here. And this is how you can't say it's Russian propaganda, right? Because the Washington Post is even saying this. They're saying Ukrainian border guards may have survived reported last stand on Snake Island. So at the very least, that may have happened. Maybe the Russian warship did try to kill him, right? Maybe they did try to shoot him. But the report about them actually dying, maybe that's not true, right? Let's read here. Ukrainian border guards who insulted Russian forces this week in a recorded exchange that went viral may not have been killed, Ukrainian officials said Saturday, contradicting an earlier claim by Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. The State Border Guard Service of Ukraine said in a statement posted to its Facebook page that the guards may be alive after Russian media reported that they were taken as prisoners from their base on Snake Island in the Black Sea to Sevastopol, a port city that Russia controls on the Crimean Peninsula. Zelensky cited the guard story Thursday while highlighting Ukrainian resistance to a Russian invasion, saying that 13 guards had died heroically. He said he would recognize each with the title of Hero of Ukraine. My memory of those who gave their lives for Ukraine live forever, Zelensky said. The guards' actions drew international attention after an audio recording of their encounter with the Russians was published on a website of the Ukrainian news outlet. A Ukrainian official confirmed its authenticity to the Washington Post on Thursday. So, yeah, I mean, we all know how this story went down. But come to find out that these people are actually still alive, right? So even again, some of the most viral stories that we're seeing from this Ukraine-Russia crisis are turning out to be either just flat out false, right? Based on fake images, based off just fake news, or, you know, come to find out later on what they say happened didn't actually happen, right? And this is the whole point that I'm trying to make in this video, and why I'm simply not even that comfortable talking about this anymore, because quite honestly, I have no clue what the hell is going on. I have no idea what is actually going on because of the information overload coming from both sides of the aisle here, right? I simply don't know, right, what is happening. I don't know what to believe at this point. I really don't. I have no clue, okay? So with that being said, I hope that this video right here helps you guys kind of understand, like, okay, you shouldn't necessarily believe the first thing that you see or read anymore, even when it comes to mainstream news, because at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff is propaganda and the full story is not out yet. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.